This week, we have more news, but there's something I'd like to concentrate on. A lot of my Republican friends have been telling me what they think, and I listen. I don't counter it except if I think that what they're saying is absurd. If it's a belief, I don't counter a belief. So let's hear the 3 or 4 items that I've been privy to, and maybe you have heard them also. I heard that 40% of our population is immigrants. Well, that's true. The white population of America has decreased. We're not having as many kids, and we're dying because a lot of us are older at this point. And the Hispanics, the Black population, folks who came here from Kurdistan, Somalia, other countries, they're having more children. India, more kids. American women really don't want more kids. So it's a problem. There is an imbalance. It used to be, it was like 65% white and the rest everyone else in the world. Now it's gone down to 60. Is that a big deal? Not necessarily, especially if you educate people. Where are the illegal immigrants? We're not sure, because most people in this country are working, and they're leaving holes in the manufacturing and the farming jobs that they've been pulled away from. There have been very few people that Trump has rounded up in ICE or Border Patrol who have been violent criminals. Maybe less than 1%. So is it necessary to fund ICE and Border Patrol to the rate that we've been funding them? I don't think so. But that's a talk for another day. Let's talk about vaccines, since there's so much controversy around vaccines. The COVID vaccine and the shingles vaccine, their data has been withheld from the public purposefully. And with that, I take great umbrage. I am angry because both vaccines save lives. If most folks knew that the COVID vaccine was efficacious and prevented you from dying, we wouldn't have had 1.5 million deaths from COVID. And we did. And we still have people with long COVID. And because we don't have enough data, it's difficult for us to treat them on the spot. The shingles vaccine, everyone who's had herpes is susceptible to shingles, and that is an inflammation of the nerves. I never got it, but I've known folks who have gotten it, and they're in pain for months. And some people just can't take the pain. And what do we find out about shingles? It actually prevents and delays dementia. Wouldn't you want to take a vaccine that prevents dementia? This information has been withheld from the public. And why was it withheld? The only reason I can think is that it caused division amongst ourselves. Shame if we listened, because we lost loved ones, and that didn't need to happen. And it still doesn't need to happen, because there is no such thing as immunity to COVID. COVID is like the flu. It mutates, and every year we got to take another vaccine so that we don't become really ill. In fact, Moderna is looking to combine the flu and COVID vaccine to make it easier to take. I'll probably do that in the fall, and you should too. Don't lose another member of your family to COVID or let them be very sick. The side effects from COVID are dreadful. Could cause lung impairment, heart disease, neurological problems. Why risk it? The third thing that everyone talks about is, well, I believe in evolution. I believe in religion. I do too. You want to read Genesis? My feeling is, God bless, read Genesis. But don't put it in our schools and don't put it in our government. The founding fathers based our country on separation of church and state. And that's how it should be, separation of church and state. But when someone says to me, there never were, there's no evolution, it's all about the Bible and Genesis, I gotta disagree. We got science. In countries all over the world, they found dinosaur bones. Here in Montana and in the Dakotas, they have major fields of dinosaur bones. You find them in the Arctic. You find them in the South, all over. And we've got instrumentation in the Arctic and in the Antarctic that goes deep into the core of the ice to determine what was the sediment 1,000,000, 2,000,000, 100,000,000 years ago. And that's how scientists can determine when our carbon gets to a certain level, they can compare it to previous years when we experienced an ice age or a tropical warming. We know. It's not hypothetical, it's fact. And the facts existed early in the 20th century. There was a press memorandum that went to President Carter in the 70s. And he stated in his memorandum, this was a man attached to NASA, because NASA and DARPA were studying climate heating. And he said in 2023, it was going to be a pivot point for carbon in our atmosphere if we kept burning fossil fuels. Carter ignored it. Everyone else ignored it. And here we are. We're at 1.5 degrees Celsius above the pre-industrial age. And if we keep burning fossil fuels, we will reach that tipping point. The only positive, and it's a big positive, Trump's preferred war in Iran is making everyone in the rest of the world go for heat pumps, solar power, wind power, nuclear power, whatever alternative energy they can find, but they're not burning carbons. And that's a plus. So, for all of their devious endeavors, this country will somehow come out okay. And we will overcome whatever the Republican Party and Trump throws at us, because we're stronger than they are. And we're also a hell of a lot more decent. Thank you.